The darkness has a purpose. There is a kind of darkness that doesn't announce itself. It doesn't arrive with a reason. It doesn't knock. It simply settles, slowly, the way fog fills a valley before dawn, until one morning you wake up and realize that something inside you has gone very quiet. Not the peaceful kind of quiet, the hollow kind. Maybe you have been living in that hollow place for a while now. Maybe depression has made your mornings feel like a weight you have to drag yourself out of every single day. Maybe anxiety has stolen your sleep, your peace, your ability to simply sit still without your mind reaching for every worst possible thing. Maybe loneliness has convinced you that there is a glass wall between you and everyone else, that people can see you, can even smile at you, but cannot truly reach you. If that is where you are tonight, I want to say something before anything else. You are not weak. You are not faithless. And God has not forgotten you. What you are experiencing is real. The pain is real. The exhaustion is real. And you do not need to dress it up or explain it away to bring it before God. But I also want to say something that may be harder to hear, something that took many of God's most beloved servants centuries to understand. The darkness you are walking through is not outside of God's purpose. It is inside it. The God who ordains all things. Calvinism, at its heart, is not a theological system designed for comfortable people. It was forged in exile. It was shaped by men and women who lost everything and found in the ruins something unshakable, the absolute sovereignty of God over every detail of human existence. The Westminster Confession of Faith opens with the truth that God, from all eternity, did freely and unchangeably ordain whatsoever comes to pass. Every moment, every season, including this one. That is not a comfortable truth. It is a strong one. Because if God is truly sovereign, not mostly sovereign, not sovereign over the big things but helpless before the small ones, then your depression is not a glitch in His plan. Your anxiety is not evidence that He has looked away. Your loneliness is not proof that you have somehow slipped through the cracks of His care. He ordained this season, and He ordained it with a purpose you cannot yet see. The long night of the soul. The great Puritan writer William Cowper spent most of his adult life in the grip of severe depression. He attempted to take his own life more than once. He lived with a crushing sense that he was beyond the reach of God's grace, a feeling so powerful, so persistent, that it colored nearly everything he wrote. And yet, out of that darkness came some of the most beautiful hymns the church has ever sung. God moves in a mysterious way, His wonders to perform. He plants His footsteps in the sea and rides upon the storm. Cowper did not write that from a place of ease. He wrote it from the bottom of the valley. He wrote it for people like you. The darkness you are in right now is not the whole story. It is not even the most important part of the story. God is doing something in the valley that He does not do on the mountaintop, and He will not waste a single moment of your suffering. You were known before you were broken. Before the foundation of the world, God chose you. Not the version of you that has it together, not the version of you that prays eloquently and feels the warmth of His presence every morning. He chose you, the one lying in bed right now wondering if any of this is real, wondering if He is there, wondering if you will ever feel like yourself again. Ephesians 1:4 says, He chose us in Him before the foundation of the world. That election was not conditional on your emotional health. It was not suspended the day the darkness arrived. It was not revoked the morning you couldn't get out of bed. Your name was written before your worst day ever happened, and it is still written. Nothing you are walking through right now, no level of pain, no depth of despair, no length of suffering, can reach back before the foundation of the world and undo what God decided about you before time began. You are not an accident. You are not a mistake. You are not someone God is tolerating while He figures out what to do with you. You are chosen. You are called. You are held, even now, even here, even in this. The God who meets us in the pit. The Psalms are the prayer book of broken people. David wrote from caves, from exile, from the aftermath of his own catastrophic failures. Psalm 88 ends with the word darkness. It is one of the only psalms in Scripture that offers no resolution, no triumphant final verse, no tidy turn toward praise. It simply ends in the dark. And it is in the canon. God put it there. He put it there because he knows that some seasons do not resolve neatly. Some nights are long, some mornings are slow. And sometimes the most honest prayer a person can offer is simply, I am still here. I am still reaching. Even if I cannot feel you, I am not letting go. That prayer counts. That prayer reaches. That prayer is heard. God is not distant from you in your pain. He is not watching from a safe distance, waiting for you to feel better before he draws near. The Psalms show us a God who enters the darkness, who is present in it, who is not afraid of it, who does not flinch when his children cry out from the very bottom of themselves. He is there. He has been there. He was there before you knew how to name what you were feeling. Suffering as sanctification, Reformed theology has never promised a pain-free life. In fact, it has always taught the opposite, that God uses suffering as one of his primary tools for conforming his people into the image of his Son. Romans 8:28, one of the most misused verses in all of Scripture, does not say that all things feel good. It says that all things work together for good for those who love God and are called according to his purpose. Work together. That phrase implies a process. It implies time. It implies that the good is not always visible at the point of the pain, but that it is being woven in, thread by thread, even in the dark. Your suffering is not being wasted. It is being worked. God is doing something in you, something deep, something lasting, something that cannot be produced any other way, and he is doing it with the same hands that spoke the universe into existence. You can trust those hands, even when you cannot see them. To the one who is barely holding on. Maybe you made it to the end of this reflection by sheer habit. Maybe something in you is still reaching, even though reaching feels like the hardest thing in the world right now. I want to say to you, plainly and without decoration, keep reaching. Not because your strength is enough, it isn't. Not because your faith is strong enough, it may feel like it's almost gone. But because the God who called you is faithful, and he will finish what he started in you, regardless of how dark the middle feels. You don't have to understand this season to survive it. You don't have to feel his presence to be held by it. You don't have to have answers to be safe in the hands of the one who holds all the answers. He is sovereign over your depression. He is sovereign over your anxiety. He is sovereign over your loneliness, and he is sovereign over this very moment, the one where you are tired and quiet and wondering. He sees you. He has always seen you, and he is not finished with you yet. Rest now. Let the weight down. You are not carrying this alone, and you never were. With grace, whisper of grace.